Welcome back, and if you're new, thanks for stopping by. I'm back with my 223S Typhon Grom BLX to do a couple upgrades. You can see I got the non-stock suspension still on. These only have the 300 CST shock oil in them, so it's quite bouncy, and it also makes the car sit a lot higher, as you can see. However, it is reducing the dampening massively because the stock ones, which I have right here, come with 2000 CST shock oil. And I got some off camera, so I'm going to swap out the oil in these. And the reason being is one of these eyelets broke, and I don't know if you can buy spares, so I bought this whole other set of shocks. I do have a replacement. You can see this TRX 4M eyelet on this shock here. The only problem is this little collar here does not sit around it, so I got to do some modification to make that work in the future, but that's for another day. What I'm going to do is actually put these hot racing shocks on this car, and they got different springs on them, so hopefully we don't need to even change oil. We just swap them out, put the right spring on, get the right ride height and the right dampening. On top of that, the servo saver on these are trash. Everybody that has one agrees if you hit something, it messes it up, and no amount of adjustment will get it back going. I think I've gone through 3 of them now, of the stock ones, so I got a hot racing metal one here. We're going to try that out and see how much better it is. So let's throw these on, and then we can go drive. Alright, got those off here. Just be careful when you take off the front ones so you don't lose the little balls here. These do come off pretty easy, and will jump around if you're not paying attention. Although, I wish we could slam it like this with the suspension on there. Maybe we'll figure that out in the future. But for now, let's get those hot racing on. Alright, so the hot racing comes with 3 springs. Whoop. This one feels like kind of the middle ground, to be honest. This one's a lot stiffer here, the gold one. And then this one feels pretty light, so I think we're going to use the silver one instead of the black one here. We'll give it a shot. Alright, here's our 2000 shock oil. You can say it's 100% pure silicone, and it's made by Team Yokomo. So I'll link that down below. I only found it in one spot. Hopefully this will do the trick. And I'll just show you how to do one here real quick. So you want to pop that open. You can see no shock oil in there. This doesn't have a bladder like the others, but it does have this little bleeder valve. There's just no bladder end here, so I don't know if it needs it or not. We're going to just go ahead and fill this up. See what it does. I got this one filled pretty good to the brim here, just because there's no real bladder in the top, which kind of worries me, but at the same time, it just might be how this shock is designed. So I'm going to tighten that on there. Just give it some up and down pushes. I think I'm going to relieve this a little bit. Alright, got all 4 filled up with 2000 CST oil. Let's throw them on the car. Alright, got those all on there. It's definitely sitting a little more stock ride height with these new hot racing shocks on here. And it's definitely dampening. It's not bouncing around like it was. I think it'll be a lot better for jumps like it was stock. Let's get the steering servo saver on, and then we're ready to rip. Alright, servo saver time. This is a 20 tooth. This should fit this. I bought a 21 tooth, tried it off camera. That didn't totally go as planned, so. It says 20 tooth. Let's hope this works. To get our old servo saver off, we gotta take this off. I think it's a 2 mil, and then the 2 mils on the bottom here. Pull this guy off, and then you can access the servo saver itself. Alright, here's a look at the old servo saver. You can see how it connects. You have this little concave in the plastic. The first time I pulled it off, when I thought it broke in half, but it's just 2 pieces of plastic. This little triangular thing, round triangular thing, they sandwich together down there. But what happens is they start to expand and contract, and then eventually you get this gap here where it starts steering, but it doesn't turn the servo horn itself, and then you get those problems where it's locked a little bit right or left, and no matter the adjustment you make. Let's get this swapped out. Now you're going to need your battery and controller because you want this to be on so you can make sure you center up your servo saver. So turn this guy on. But even before that, take this guy off because you're not going to be able to get this screwed back on once it's on. Grab your servo saver. It's going to go on this side here. Alright, so you got that. And then your servo saver will go like this. Now, even before that, turn on your controller. It only beeped once at me, so I think I have my gyro turned off because you want to have this as dead straight top as you can. So to turn that on and off, you just hold to the right on the steering wheel, and then you hold this button. And you can hear it went 1, 2, 3. I'm on level 3. That's level 4. And now it's off. So 1 beep is off, 2 is level 2, 3 is level 3, and then 4 is level 4. So technically it's 0, 1, 2, 3, but we'll just say 1, 2, 3, 4. So now that we have that off, there's no gyro. It's not going to move around when we move it up and down and all around. And we can get our servo horn on. Well, maybe this isn't 20 teeth because it doesn't want to go on, and I don't feel like forcing it. I'm going to try at different angles and see if it works any better. Yeah, if it's not going on straight away, don't force it. Might as well just see if it'll go on. If it doesn't go on, then we're going to go back to stock. Alright, everything's back on, and our steering seems to be pretty solid. It's going back center, and it's turning both ways. You can also adjust this back a little center, and to me, that looks pretty straight, and as straight as I'm going to get it. Also, dampening's a lot better. So I think we're set to go give it a rip. Well, I was going to end this video off by telling you I was a liar. I got the servo saver on. Just a little struggle, but after some effort, I was able to get it on there. It was working perfectly. The new shocks were working excellently. I love them. I used lighter springs because with the other springs I had on there, it was still riding a little high like those red ones. What really disappoints me is I wasn't recording when this happened. I broke the shock tower, and It was all because I was driving on the street trying to drain my batteries before I went on a trip, and I completely blasted a car tire. And you can see my lights are hanging off right here. The mount broke, shock tower, even the shock tower brace I added that I didn't share with you, but you know what? Stuff happens, and I'm not taking this car on my trip like I planned to. Like I said, I really enjoy these new shocks, these hot racing ones, and the servo saver. These work great. I might have to do a little tightening because I noticed sometimes it was getting a little wonky, but I think I just need to tighten the servo saver down. But because I broke this and I wanted to take it on my trip, I bought another one. Yep, I bought another one. So, gonna go ahead and unbox that. It's a blue one. It's the one that comes with the battery and charger, just because I wanted to take it on my vacation. I'm thinking about swapping out to the red shocks because where I'm going is going to be on the beach, but that was totally unplanned. And this one, because the chassis is out of stock everywhere, I'm not going to be able to fix it probably for about a month, unless I can get lucky and snag one off Jenny RC. But right now, this one is going to chill. Hopefully for this one, I get the other GPM shock tower brace, because this one right here is some that I found on Amazon. I'll link it down below. I don't know if it's poor quality or just because I was going full speed. But like I said, a little disappointed I didn't get that on camera, but you saw all the stuff I was doing, and everything held up great. Servo saver these shocks. With that all being said, I'm sadly going to end here with this being broken, and I'll have to repair it once I get a chassis, because the shock towers are molded into the chassis. So that's kind of the downside of the Typhon Grom. Actually, all the Groms to find out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know where to leave them. As well, if you can do the things down here, I'd appreciate it as it helps me out. I thank you all for stopping by today. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and take care.